we played hard enough. We don't play well enough against an opponent that doesn't give you any margin for error. We competed. We continue to compete. We continue to fight. We continue to play hard. Guys, emotionally, we're in a good place. They when I say that, I mean they were as emotional as I've ever seen them, and yet they used the emotion. They didn't fall off the edge, and that still doesn't excuse some of the mistakes we make along the way. But we'll look at that film and we'll see a way forward. If this team will stay together, and they will, because they're the best in the world, hanging on to one another and believing in one another, and they will. And there'll be a very crystal clear way for us forward as a football team.
Open up for a question. Please identify yourself and your organization before you ask your question. Go ahead, Sal.
Coach, you felt that your team gave its best effort today?
Well, I know Stanford? They played hard. I don't think it's their best football. I still think there's some low-hanging fruit out there, as I said to them, that can make us a better football team. There's some things fundamentally and technically that we can really grow at. In terms of our effort and our combativeness and our the internal culture of our football team is intact. And I knew this was going to be an emotional game for them. They knew they were excited to play. They held on to that emotion throughout the contest, and they never let it. The emotion was not our enemy. The emotion never got in our way. We used it. We used it to effect. They love to play. They care about one another. As I say, if we keep those things going for us, there's a way forward.
Your follow-up, Sal.
Yeah, Coach, can you just talk about the decision to go for it on 4th and 1 from the 29?
We made the decision to go for it on 3rd down. We were going to take a shot, and if we didn't get it, we were going to get it on 4th down. That's our identity. 4th and short, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it a lot. And we're not at that point. You're not trying to keep the score close. You're trying to win the game. So, if I second guess myself, I would say. You're playing a competent opponent. Do you take that shot downfield on 3rd down? Maybe you just take 2 downs to get the 1st down. That's the do-over. But we made that decision. We were going to take that shot.
How do you think rotating quarterbacks worked today?
Well, we'll see. Frankly, we'll slow it down and look at the tape. Obviously, we wanted to. Those guys are both doing fine. But to evaluate them accurately, you need to let them be in a stressful environment like that and play together in a stressful environment like that when the game's in doubt. Now, and so we'll see. We're going to find out a lot more about them when we slow that one down. But clearly, they can both play. It's not going to be easy for Coach Shields and myself to make that call, and that's to our quarterback's credit. I don't necessarily see us continuing to play a lot of 2 quarterbacks, but we need to find out who that guy is. See if one of those guys will separate themselves.
Go ahead, Charles.
Coach, a win is a win and a loss is a loss, but any moral victory with today's performance based on how the team played?
No, we didn't come to be close. We didn't come to get a moral victory. We came to try to win the game. So we're mad and disappointed as can be. My point to them, the takeaway is, guys, if we'll fight like that, if we'll stay together and fight like that and grow as much as we did and prepare as well as we did, there's a way forward for this football team. There's some wins out there for us. There's a bunch of them. But clearly, there's work to do, and that'll be crystal clear when we slow this thing down tomorrow. It'll break our heart a little bit because we'll see some low-hanging fruit that, oh my goodness, if we just do this and we just do the other thing and we're so much closer to where we need to be. Having said that, the character of our football team, the competitiveness and toughness of our football team is exactly where it should be.
At one point in the second half, the entire starting backfield was out. Any update on Raymond and Dixon at this point?
I frankly, I don't. That was a little bit of a concern. We got a lot of guys nicked. It was a physical football game.
Go ahead, Ken.
And Coach Ken Kreitzer, Sons of the American Legion Radio. I thought your offensive line, especially Mike Hines, Steven Shoemaker, Ryan Powers, had a big challenge today at playing very big defensive linemen. You seemed to run to the left a lot early and had some success. How did you feel the offensive line performed?
I think it'll be a mixed bag. As you say, they had an uphill battle in there at times. We try to between our splits and our angles, give those guys some advantages, let their athleticism be the determining factor. We were successful sometimes and not some others. So it'll be a mixed bag when we look at it. That was, like I say, we were playing against some really, really gifted folks.
And on the other side of the ball, your defensive line, Glover, Bobby Coe, Mike Eugeni, really had a tough day, but they seemed to hold their own against a very big Stanford offensive line.
Again, same thing. There are some adjustments going on, little things, really subtle things happening inside there as we try to keep our numbers straight and keep our, and against a power offense like that, you're always trying to maintain your leverage and maintain your numbers. And they, of course, were trying to make it hard on you, so there was some punching and counter-punching going on inside. I thought the guys battled. I think we'll see that we can do some things better. We make a couple of, we're out of position a couple of times that hurt us, which we have to eliminate. But in terms of our, our combativeness and our competitiveness up there, I'll take it.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Coach Kevin Gleason with the Times Herald Record. Just a thought on the two quarterbacks again. Are you using them both basically because it's too close to call ability-wise, or do one of them present something different than the other one does?
Well, again, we haven't. I don't know that we've seen enough of them to know that. Again, they're close. They're so close in the practice environment that we just. I feel like we're going to try to give some until somebody emerges as a clear starter. We're going to take advantage of the fact that we got two guys that can make plays, and because they both make plays with their legs, they can both throw it. There's some ups and downs about both of them, but again, let's slow it down and see what it looks like tomorrow in the final analysis, because there's some, there's some great stuff on there, but there's also some stuff that's got to get right.
Just a couple points. The timeout to start the second half. What caused that, and just, again, the general health going into next week.
That's to be determined, of course. I'm not sure what the health is. We got caught flat-footed. They started the clock a little bit before we were ready, before we were out there. So it was a timing issue. They changed the front. We were trying to flip the direction of the call. Probably in a situation like that, we've got to leave it on the quarterback to get us into the right play. We were trying to get him out of a bad play. It was because, again, our feeling was we're just not going to waste a snap. We're going to try to make sure that every time we snap the ball, we're giving our guys a chance. And that's a good reason to use a timeout, to not waste a play.
Just all things considered, Coach, I know you don't want to talk about moral victories and all, but I sense that when you see the game film that you might be even encouraged by what you saw. Are you thinking that?
I'm encouraged by our team's culture. I'm encouraged by our emotion and our competitiveness, and I love the fact that nobody's down there feeling good about coming close or playing them well or playing hard. We expected to win. That was our expectation. That was what we planned to do. That was the picture we all had in our head. We didn't get it done. We got to find the things we can do to move forward. And as I say, we can. The takeaway today is, we love to play. We got some rough, tough guys out there that really have improved dramatically in the course of, some guys talking about last fall and last spring, some guys talking about last week. But we worked really hard. We prepared really well. We carried a lot of that into the game with us, and we just need to find a few more things we can carry out there with us. When you're playing somebody like that, you find out who you really are, because any deficit that you carry into the game, whether it be fundamental or technical or strategic, is going to get exposed by someone like that. So, there are some things, as I say, what I love the character of our football team. I don't love everything we do. And as I say, we will find a very crystal clear path forward coming out of this week.
Last question. Go ahead, Ron.
Coach, what's Ray and Larry's status, and how much did their absence affect you?
I don't know their status, and it doesn't affect us in terms of play calling or anything like that. In terms of, I thought the guys, we had a lot of guys touch the ball, and a lot of guys were productive with the ball. So.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. All right, guys, starting at the far end, Jeffrey Bacon. Terry Baggett, Angel Santiago, and Bobby Coe. We'll open it up for questions. Ask that you please identify your organization before you ask your question, please. Go ahead, Sal.
Jeff, you talked about it being a battle. It was going to be a battle today. How did you think you guys fared in the battle?
They put up 34 points on our defense, you know. They had like almost 200, or maybe 200 rushing, 200 passing. That's not good. You know, so we didn't do what we wanted to do. We wanted to win. You know, defense, we didn't want them to get over 21 points, and they did that. So, yeah, we did some good things. We did some things better than last week, but they put up 34 on our defense. You know what I'm saying? That's a loss.
Angel, how upset are you that you guys didn't play better to win this game? Coach said no moral victories after this one.
Well, I think, you know, coming into every game, I believe we have a shot to win, and we were moving the ball, we were driving on them, and of course, you know, every now and then we had some mental mistakes that, you know, that can't happen like 3 or 4 times. If we get rid of those, then the scoreboard's definitely different.
Go ahead, Ron.
Angel, flipping back and forth between you and AJ, that represent, I know, something that maybe breaking up the flow in your own mind, you know, you get into a rhythm and then all of a sudden you're out, then the other guy's back in and back and forth?
You know, AJ and I, we both you know, run the offense very well, in my opinion, and he did some great things out there, and I just felt like it was giving the defense a different look every time, so kind of keeping them on their heels.
Go ahead, Kevin.
It's Kevin Gleason with the Times Herald Record. Bobby, can you just tell me a little bit about what it was like up front? You know, these guys are very large, and I know you're accustomed to playing against bigger players, bigger teams. But can you give like just some type of feeling about how difficult it was facing up with these guys?
Like Bacon said, you know, we're taking no moral victories. We wanted to win that game. We knew they were a power team. They were going to line up and just run the ball at us. You know, we did do some good things. We did some things very well up front, but you know, they did put up 34 points on us. So, you know, we got to take the good things and you know, put them towards next week and the rest of the season.
Did you sense any one of your defensive players in particular? Did you sense at the end of the game in handshakes or talking to them that you earned the respect? That they say something to you guys in particular that might have given you an indication that, you know what, even though you're not taking a moral victory, you certainly earned the respect today.
Are you talking about Stanford?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, I think after that game, those guys definitely respected us a lot more than, you know, when they were watching film or preparing for us during the week. But you know that's something that, you know, we're going to take and just put towards next week.
Go ahead, Sal.
Terry, compared to last week, is this a step forward for the team? The way you guys play with energy and effort and that?
Yes, I would say so. Offensively, we definitely made a lot less mistakes, but we did not play the game we wanted to play. Obviously, our goal coming in this game to win. You know, about 3 plays offensively changed this game, and we gotta make those plays every single time. So I would say it's a step in the right direction, but this is not the final step for us. We gotta keep going so we can win games.
Get the mic to Kenny, please.
Ken Kreitzer, Sons of the American Legion Radio. Angel, today it seemed like you were working your pitch out pretty well, especially early on to the left, and then later on you got a pitch out to Terry going right that was very successful. What were your reads on those plays?
It was just, you know, basic reading that standing linebacker, and the whole game he was taking away, you know, the inside for us the QBs to cup it up. So just pitch it out to Terry and, you know, our other backs, and they did the rest on the outside.
And Terry, what was it like for you? You had 96 yards today. You seemed to get into the open field a few times, showed a lot of speed. What was the game like for you today?
It was really a result of great blocking. Our other backs were out there, you know, getting in front, getting good cuts. Our line was getting downfield, getting the people down. So, I mean, it was kind of easy to run the ball when there's no one there.
And Bobby, just your front line with Glover and Mike Eugeni really seemed to hold your own. What was your strategy going into the game?
Like I said previously, we knew they were going to run power. So, you know, during practice, our whole thing was just play physical, get to the ball. And, you know, Mike and Glove did a great job of that. And our whole defense did, you know, they did put up 34 points, but, you know, up front, I think we did establish ourselves a little bit more so this game.
And Jeff Bacon, you were all over the field again today making plays. What did it take just to play a very good passing team from the Pac-12 in Stanford?
It took-
I mean, what was new and different that you had to deal with today?
It just took discipline. They really didn't do anything crazy, you know. They're very simple. They just do what they do very well. So, you know, we just had to be disciplined, make plays in open field, something we didn't do last week against Ball State. We just need to continue to get better against the deep balls and the play action.
Go ahead, Ron.
Angel, did you think not being able to score a touchdown on either one of those opening drives that you got the field goals meant anything to you guys, either mentally or to them figuring, oh, we stopped them?
No, I think, excuse me, on each drive, we're moving the ball. So we had the confidence on, every single drive when we take the field, we have our confidence. But then again, like I said, there's every now and then there's one play where it's crucial that we need that. So, I mean, yeah, we were stopped, 3rd down, 4th, but at the end of the day, it's points on the board. So we get back, chalk it up, see what we did wrong, and come out next drive ready to, capitalize.
Great. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.